Hello again, everybody. Today I am in downtown Oceanside for the second video of my Oceanside series. I obviously have a new look for this video, meaning I will be suggesting multiple places to shop at, and I must warn you that all the restaurants I will be mentioning will make you hungry. So having said that, here we go. Downtown is located just steps away from the beach, and that means it's a very convenient area to get a hotel and try out some nice restaurants. You can have a Samoa style coffee at one location and then have a Samoa style pizza at another. You can have coffee in many kinds of places, including renovated historical buildings, a number of cafes that are brand new, and even one that might make you go bananas. There are all kinds of restaurants that have some of the best food in town, not to mention some of the biggest, definitely some of the sweetest, and most likely the most unique. This is exactly where Oceanside developed in the late 19th century, and many buildings are still standing today. I will be talking about all of that in more detail right after I show you some more amazing footage. Oceanside was incorporated in the year 1888. After a few years, the city erected its first buildings, developed businesses, and grew in population, all because of the railway that was built in the early 1880s, going from Los Angeles to San Diego. In the year 1883, a man named Andrew Jackson Myers, who is known today to be the founder of Oceanside, applied and received a homestead grant where the library and civic center now stand, and attracts many people for its unique fountain that's lined with multiple palm trees. On the ground are many different colored floor tiles, and the building has very special architecture. It's also used for community gatherings and special events, including performances and more food stands. As for the naming of the city, it's pretty obvious why anybody would name it Oceanside. But the story goes when the founders submitted the name when petitioning for the post office, which still stands today for the same purpose. Located right across the street is the Congregational Church from 1886 and is one of the oldest buildings still standing in town today. The oldest brick building in all of Oceanside is the Bunker House Social Lounge and Café, which also goes back to the year 1886 after a man named Theodore Bunker purchased this property in 1885 to reside in and also used as a boarding house. It is today a cozy cafe that serves great breakfast sandwiches, and if you want to start your day with sugar, I recommend ordering the French toast sticks topped with bananas and drizzled with Nutella. As for having unique and flavored coffee, be sure to try their cinnamon roll latte. It also opens up as a bar later in the day, so try to come back in the evening or at sunset and experience their outdoor patio where you can warm up and enjoy a glass of wine. Another cafe with good food and coffee that goes back to the early 20th century is the Pierview Coffee Company, located at the end of the same block. It was once a general merchandise store when it first opened in 1908. A very popular breakfast item are their acai bowls made with granola, and it's another place for more unique lattes, with my favorite being the raspberry mocha. If you want to go to the beach from here, a nice shortcut is the footpath that's located across the street and goes right under the train tracks. A block away and across from the beach is a building from 1887 called the Graves House, also known as the Top Gun House, after it was rented out for 2 weeks in 1985 by Paramount Pictures. Since its grand opening in May 2022, the house has been attracting a countless amount of people on a daily basis for their small and fresh pies, along with all the autographed movie posters signed by the celebrities. Keep in mind also that the employees are dressed like the movie stars, and it's a place that sells clothing souvenirs. That's exactly where I bought this hat at, a hat that says I feel the need for pie. And on that note, their cherry pie was amazing. going back inland near the cafes, I would like to talk about my first hotel suggestion that's also another 19th century building. The Brick Hotel is exactly what it sounds like. A boutique hotel built with bricks in the shape of one big brick. It was originally a hardware store when it opened in 1888, and the hotel is brand new as of May 2022 with a total of 10 luxury rooms. If you get one with a balcony on the upper floor, then you're guaranteed awesome views of the nearby area. 2 restaurants on the property are still under construction. The first will be on the rooftop called the Coco Cabana that will offer similar views to the rooms with balconies. The other restaurant will be on the back side of the hotel and will also be connected to the Stone Brewing Company that happens to be located directly behind the hotel. It's a beautiful brewery to be at night and to have the opportunity to sit at a firelit table and enjoy a flight of beers. If the Brick Hotel is somewhere you would like to stay, I would also like to mention that you are just steps away from the Sunset Farmers Market that takes place every Thursday evening and attracts thousands of both locals and tourists. In my opinion, it's more like a small festival, from having almost 200 tents featuring many different types of food and all kinds of small businesses selling clothes, hats, jewelry, and other arts and crafts. There were some of the biggest pizza slices I had ever seen, and if you have a sweet tooth, there are plenty of desserts that will fulfill that. It's an event you would want to spend between 1 hour to 90 minutes from all the variety it has to offer. Also keep in mind, if you stay at the Brick Hotel, it's down the street from the California Surf Museum, which has been open since 1986. Inside are exhibits and displays featuring a vast collection of both longboards and surfboards used over the years, and many different sections briefly talking about the history of surfing, famous surfers, legendary surfing stories, and so much more. There's also a neat gift shop right when you walk in with plenty of books, shirts, and other cool items. So having already mentioned that the railroads were developed in the 1880s, they definitely contributed to the growth during the 1920s and brought more businessmen to the area. Then the population increased dramatically in both the 1940s and 50s because of the opening of Camp Pendleton nearby for the Marine Corps. Many buildings built between the 1920s to the 1950s in downtown are also still standing today. And I would like to continue by talking about another hotel known as the Finn Hotel that goes back to the year 1927 and originally started as a hotel. Over the years, it has operated under different names before being renamed as the Finn Hotel in 2018 after many renovations resulting in a total of 27 boutique rooms with a mural of the Oceanside Pier in the lobby and a mural on the side featuring historical highlights. Another fact that makes this hotel special for history lovers is the restaurant next to the lobby known as the Switchboard. Formerly used to employ women as communication operators during World War II, and overall has a nice historic atmosphere. Also connected to the hotel is the North County Roastery and is best known for their matcha coconut latte. If you enjoy or are interested in dining at historic buildings, the next one is located around the corner, known as Blade 1936, a restaurant that gets its name from the Blade Tribune, which is a former newspaper company for Oceanside that once occupied the building starting in the year 1936 until the 1960s. Just recently in 2019, it became an Italian restaurant decorated with many old newspapers all over the walls to honor its history. They are popular for their fresh wood-fired pizza and offer great cannolis for dessert. Now that I've talked about 2 restaurants with some history behind them, I would like to briefly mention some more special places that are worth a visit when you're in this part of downtown. Just steps away from the Finn Hotel is a coffee shop called Banana Ding, and with all the banana comics and pictures on the walls, there was only one word that came to mind. Needless to say, I enjoyed the banana latte and also being creative with some espresso shots. A few blocks away is Seabourn Coffee that is also nicely decorated with pictures, art, and has plenty of outdoor seating. I strongly encourage ordering the vanilla mint latte and also giving the rose cardamom latte a try. On the same block is a very casual place to have lunch called the Local Tap House and Kitchen. I recommend to try their very unique deviled eggs for an appetizer and their French dip sandwich for the main entree. Across the street is Local Tap House Plus that serves great barbecue wings, and if you want to try something new for dessert, have the s'mores pizza made with Nutella, toasted marshmallows, and crumbled graham crackers. Going back to the subject of historic attractions and buildings on Pacific Coast Highway, the Star Theater is a local landmark that goes back to the year 1956 and is still used for performing arts today. It's also another place to spot a mural, and if you're feeling thirsty or need to wake up, directly across the street is a coffee shop called the Brown Cup. It's another great place to sit down and relax on many different couches and chairs. If you like snickerdoodles, there's no doubt you'll enjoy their snickerdoodle latte. Then across the street from there is Mary's Family Restaurant, and it's the best place to be if you like cinnamon rolls, because they will most likely be the biggest you will ever have. If you are looking for a place in town for some good biscuits and gravy, this is also the place to be. A short walk away is another historic theater called the Sunshine Brooks, which started in 1936 under a different name and is still in business today. The theater is located in between two restaurants. The first is a barbecue restaurant known as Mrs. Kim's by That Boy Good. There's tons of great decorations on the inside and plenty of pork ribs and beef briskets to go with that. Their ice cream waffle sandwich is a good enough excuse if you just want to stop in for dessert. The other restaurant is a breakfast spot known as Petite Madeleine and has a great bakery selection. Their Eggs Benedict was something I enjoyed waking up with, but if you're really hungry, have the chicken and waffles Eggs Benedict, which is one of their most popular. Behind the restaurant is my favorite downtown mural that includes the highlights of Oceanside, including the harbor and the Mission. Speaking of murals and art, just across the street from the Civic Center is a hidden gem known as Artist Alley. Murals and paintings are lined on both sides. Some are comic and some are historic. It's also a place for more special events and gatherings, with the first Friday of the month art walk, where many artists come out and sell pictures, paintings, and many other creative items. On top of that, there are more shops that are worth checking out. One of the store owners generously volunteered to say a few words about his business and how he's contributed to Artist Alley. I now invite you to have a listen to Sato.
Hi, my name is Satoru Yamaki. I go by Sato, that's how people know me. I'm from Ikigai Artifacts Co. So I sell body jewelry and accessories here, but I also contribute to local artists. So I do have a free space here, a free wall for local artists as well. So local artists can bring their art and they're for sale, but I don't take any commission for that. And also I just want to explain a little bit about Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese word meaning reason for being or passion in life. It is a concept that I really live by, and I want to encourage people to pursue what they love to do. So that's the core of my business.
Such a great interview, and I definitely love the meaning of his store's name. It's located right in the middle of the alley with more impressive artwork on the inside. A short walk away is the Art Museum, where the former City Hall building once stood, starting in 1934. It didn't turn into a museum until the 1990s and then was renovated in 2008. It's also a very popular place for car shows, featuring lots of lowriders and muscle cars in many different colors and models, and overall making the museum another fun gathering area. Now for more restaurants in this part of downtown, on the side of Artist Alley is Elena's Crepes with many neat paintings and more creative artwork on the inside. On top of that, the crepes were amazing. On the other side of the alley and across the street is the Flying Pig, a restaurant and bar that actually has flying pig decorations and pork comics on the walls. A popular burger is the Pig Burger, a burger consisting of both beef and pork. Fast forwarding all the way to the present day in 2022, downtown Oceanside has dramatically grown over the last few years by building more restaurants, cafes, hotels, and other businesses. For the next part of this video, I'm going to be briefly going over many of the newer and popular ones that I have not yet mentioned. One of my personal favorites is a restaurant called The Lab. If you like giant chicken sandwiches, you will not be disappointed. It's connected to a coffee shop called Jet Fuel. If you like honey, then you are in luck with the honey latte. A cafe down the street is Camp Coffee, where you can get a Camp Mocha latte topped with toasted marshmallows. They are also popular for their enormous conchas, and if you want an herbal tea, try the Seaside, which is a butterfly pea flower tea that's poured with oat milk. Speaking of tea, Bliss Tea Treats is just around the corner and offers a very charming atmosphere that brings over many people to celebrate occasions for very unique afternoon high teas with plenty of flavored teas to choose from, including 3 different kinds of sweets, 3 different kinds of sandwiches, with 1 pastry at the very top. Across the street is an award-winning sushi restaurant called Harney Sushi. The roll made with yellowtail and shrimp tempura, known as the Mellow Yellow, is very popular, and so is their baked dynamite roll made with salmon, scallops, and cream cheese. If you want tacos topped with cabbage and sauce, Sancho's Tacos is a very casual place with an atmosphere full of style and creativity that includes an outdoor patio where you can have lunch while getting a good outdoor view. Nearby is a brewery called Craft Coast Tacos that also serves amazing tacos, but what makes them special is when you dip them in their special consomme cup. If you are craving sweets, check out Fugu Ice Cream that offers rolled up ice cream or ice cream served in a fish cone. Nearby all those places is a gift shop called Little Louie, where you can get many kinds of souvenirs, including comic shirts or shirts that represent the city. That is where I got this shirt from because it happened to be my favorite out of all the stores I've explored, but there are so many others in the area that I also encourage you to check out. After all those restaurants, I still wasn't able to mention them all, and there are still more restaurants opening up left and right. The next topic I would like to talk about more are more hotels. The first is the Seabird Resort, featuring a beautiful lobby with a fireplace and includes the Piper restaurant. The pool area is at mid-level that includes cozy cabanas. Nearby is a bar area featuring a pool table. The other resort is the Mission Pacific Hotel that has a rooftop restaurant with many sitting areas offering clear views of the beach. Nearby is the pool area facing directly towards the pier. The lobby is very calming and peaceful looking. Connected is a restaurant with plenty of outdoor seating, and it's the resort with the Top Gun house located right in front of it. If you want to know more about the restaurants, cafes, public murals, and learn more about the history, feel free to visit the web pages in my description where you can learn more about the historical walking tours, food tours, and where more murals are located. As for history, more will be in my very next video featuring the San Luis Rey Mission and many other historic attractions on the eastern part of town and so much more. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for video number 3 coming soon.